Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect, episode 87. Today's date is March 21st, 2020, and I am Duds, or Duds versus none to the rest of the interwebs.
It's 2021, by the way, and this is Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. I thought that was funny. I had to say something.
You can say it's 2021, but I'm in the exact same spot I was 2020. So
let's start off with your week.
Yeah, my week. It's been a busy week. Not a ton of Minecraft. Well, not a ton of survival Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
My week was spent in creative mode. So by the time this episode has come out, my episode for Ripple Effect should be out, where I recreate Tango's game from Moonlight server called Lucky Levers. And I put my own twist on it, do it different. I don't want to do an exact copy. And I kind of challenged myself. I knew how the game, I remembered how the game was played. And I said, okay, without going back and watching the video, do your own. Create your own redstone and everything like that. So I came up with my own version. It doesn't use 4 levers. Tango's version was meant to be played over a period of time, and it would constantly build on it. So there was some memory involved and some strategy involved. Mine is like a straight up slot machine.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to flip some levers back and forth. You're going to put a diamond in, hit a button, and you're either going to win or you're going to lose.
Fingers crossed.
And you can play it as many times as you want. You know,
it's like a gambling,
Yeah.
Hopefully your luck is up type of deal.
Aubni came by to check the machine out, said it was running great, let me know that the math says that the probability of winning was 1 in 8, and the cost ratio is 1 to 9, meaning I'm probably going to go broke doing this game, but it's all for fun. It was mainly a challenge for myself to see if I could recreate the idea of Lucky Levers. I did go back after I finished the game to rewatch the episode, and even if I watched the episode, it wouldn't have mattered. Tango does a pretty good job going through and show you some of the redstone. It all went over my head anyways.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's fine. If I would have watched it beforehand, I probably would have got discouraged, not even tried it.
Yeah, and Tango's redstone is on like a whole nother level.
Yeah.
The way he thinks it when he does his redstone.
There were segments that he talked about. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I've got that in my game, but it's a little different. It looks like this and things like that. So that was kind of cool. The game is actually like 90% finished. All I have left to do on the server is do the interior decoration, the little signs and stuff that say the rules and how to play, stock it. I have to come up with some little jingle that lets you know you won.
Mm.
And I don't really know how to do that, so.
Me neither.
Yeah. But other than that, I've been working on YouTube Shorts. Now, none of these will probably have come out by the time this episode airs, because I got to talk to Carl. I've already talked to you about it.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get into shorts. I've liked the idea of shorts. I've just hated the way people on YouTube handle shorts. There are some better shorts out there, so not everyone's doing it badly, but polls and shorts just feel like they've been absolutely abused by the algorithm from some of the channels out there, and I wanted my shorts to be different. And me and you have always been playing with the scripted segments in each other's episodes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I straight up wanted to do a scripted YouTube short series.
Yep.
So I've been writing a couple of scripts, and me and you have been throwing ideas back and forth. And I think we're all on board, and we just got to get together and record some soon. I don't want to give my idea of shorts out there. I kind of want it to be a surprise when people first see it. But it's going to be fun. It actually has me excited. Basically, my creative build series has gotten pushed to the side just for this YouTube short thing, because the creative juices are all on these short scripts compared to building an interior of a house I built 1,000 times.
Yeah. And I think we got some really good ideas.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, like the shorts you see nowadays, these aren't, ours are different. So when you start YouTube, they tell you to find your niche, find your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Survival Minecraft is a thing. People have already claimed their place in that survival Minecraft territory, like, Mumbo and Xumavoid and
all of Hermitcraft.
Yeah, and I think the shorts could really do our channel some,
Mhm.
some good. And I think our ideas are very funny.
Yeah. The hardest part is the framing for the shorts because the aspect ratio is so much different. Because YouTube wants it to be some kind of video phone type thing. I hate that. Why do that, YouTube? Even if you're watching YouTube on your phone, I don't know anybody who watches YouTube in the vertical aspect ratio. They always turn their phone to the side. You guys can't see it, but I have turned my phone to the side to represent the way I watch YouTube on my phone.
No one can see it.
No one can see it. So why they force this ratio on people, I don't know. And I think it's still in beta, so I kind of get it. But at the same time, your YouTube, you should be better. You should know in advance what's going on. And
yeah, I do catch myself, swiping through the shorts, watching those.
Mm-hmm.
It gets addicting after a while. So I get why they want to push it out there. It's quick content on your phone. So,
right. Enough about me. How about you? What have you done this week?
No Minecraft.
What? This is a Minecraft podcast, Jimbo.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I've been playing.
Well, from your bottle stash, it's been a long while.
Yeah, a long while. So we did that stream from the server, and I was supposed to time lapse that stream because I was building my sheep farm, and I totally forgot. So I came back and I was like, okay, I'll just time lapse the build, the design area. So I jumped on the other day. I did a quick recording. I was like, okay, let's jump into a time lapse and get this place done. Didn't come back. It's been days. I'm like, man, I don't know. There's a lot to do around there. But I'm like excited. I have a plan, I should be like pushing forward, but there's other stuff, going on at the same time. So, I mean, life does get in the way.
Yeah.
But I think it's just this time lapse and the episode's done. Why I haven't done it, I really can't explain. I could give you excuses, but I need to get this done.
Yeah, Jimbo, why haven't you gotten it done yet, man?
I just try to explain it. But besides that, I've actually been trying to diet. I don't drink any soda now. It's been almost a week. No soda. Yeah, I say soda. A lot of people around here say pop. I don't know if you know that.
It's soda.
Yeah, I call it soda. But yeah, just trying to improve my health, dieting, trying the meditation, getting that going. Remember I said I was going to do that at the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started doing it now, but at least, I'm trying to get there. Just trying to get my mind right, trying to get my body in better shape. I'm full dad bod right now. I'm all dad bod, trying to get it, slim down and just so I can, I don't know, feel better.
Dude, I've been full dad bod since like 25, don't worry. I don't even have kids.
Yeah. Besides that, we talked on the pre-show about my new mic. If you haven't heard that pre-show, we do talk all about the setup of the mic, what you should do, what's a great option to buy for a podcast quality mic, and I hope I sound good.
For you guys who don't know, we do a pre and post show, and the dog is now making noise. There she goes. Yeah, it's $1 a month on our Patreon, $1 a month. A lot of people think it's $1 an episode. It is not. We've got a couple tiers, but the pre and post show is $1. So if you'd like to hear more of the show, you have that. We have a secondary show that's a variety show that comes out once a month. And if you want to listen live, we have a level or Patreon, whatever it's called. What are they called? I don't know. Carl is in charge of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mind blank. Yeah, we went all into your setup, my setup. Why am I blanking on something we talked about 20 minutes ago?
That's pretty much it. We just went over what we had to do and, your options pretty much.
Why the Yeti is not as good as advertised. That's part of it.
Right. We got the Shure SM58, by the way.
And
I like it.
I love this mic. This mic's awesome.
It's little, too. It's like handheld.
It really is.
And it came with a cool leather bag.
It does come with a cool leather bag.
And a sticker.
I didn't get a sticker.
I got a big old sticker.
What? I did not get no sticker.
Don't know where to put it, though.
On your face.
I'll send it to you, the sticker. The mail.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and...
That's it for my week.
Into the news, yeah. I saw the notes. We do have a snapshot this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, snapshot 21W11A. Some of the new features include lightning rods can now be, for the very first time ever, waterlogged.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to be last snapshot, if you guys remember, because I was talking about fishing with lightning rods, and that has yet to make a functionality into the game yet.
Yeah. Did they get that? No, I don't think we got that.
No, still really disappointed about that, but maybe one day that'll happen. New functionality for applying and removing wax from copper. Talk about that in a minute. And bone mealing rooted dirt now grows hanging roots underneath. Really like that.
Makes sense.
Jimbo, waxing and oxidization words. Go for it.
All right. Right-click with honeycomb on copper blocks to wax them. Use honeycomb in a dispenser to wax copper blocks. Axes can scrape off the wax and oxidization.
Yeah, you had it.
Oxidation? I think it's oxidation of copper blocks.
Yeah.
I think I almost said oxidization. Anyway, lightning strikes hitting copper will clean its oxidation.
There we go.
Bam.
Only took 4 tries and we got that word right.
But what a cool feature.
Yeah, so it's like a self-cleaning mechanism if you throw a lightning rod up there.
Yeah.
I still don't think we've seen, quote-unquote, electricity pass through copper blocks yet.
No.
I don't think that's a thing. That being said, if you have copper that's oxidized all the way over, it doesn't conduct electricity very well. As someone who has to repair copper traces who have oxidized, that's the thing. The scrape of the axe is real nice. We already have axes stripping logs.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense that, I accidentally left my copper outside too long. Scrape. And there it goes. Though I haven't seen anyone now. Maybe it's because I didn't get I usually watch 3 to 4 snapshot videos on it.
Mm-hmm.
I only got to watch 1 this time around. When you scrape the oxidization off the copper, does it go back, does it restart to its original form, or does it just go 1 oxidization level back?
Good question. Didn't notice. I saw it done. I didn't really notice. I watched 1 video, by the way, also.
We both only got 1. And normally we're multiple videos in on this. We're so prepared this week.
The coolest part, though, is how you can unoxidize the blocks.
That's what we're talking about.
Well, I thought you were talking about scraping the wax off.
Yeah.
You scrape the wax off and it will oxidize again.
You can scrape the oxidation off too.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you can.
It's in your notes.
Yeah.
You just read that.
That doesn't say off. That says of. That confused me.
It says axes can scrape off wax and oxidation of copper blocks.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was just a wax thing. You sure it's oxidation? I mean, it's there. It's right there.
It's there. It's in the notes. I saw somebody do it on a video. They didn't go into depth on if you could do each level.
Yeah, I thought it was just a lightning thing. That's how much I pay attention to the video.
And that's where I got confused, because you watched the lightning thing and you can see towards the edge of the lightning strike, the different oxidation levels.
Yeah.
That's where I think scraping it off, you can do different levels, which to me is way cooler, because you could just leave copper outside until it turns all the way green and then scrape off to where you want it.
Yeah.
And then immediately wax it.
Kind of like the idea of the lightning. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, it could mess up builds if you use that, if you have a lightning rod on it, or if it just happens to hit it. That could be annoying.
Oh, you say happen to hit it. It's gonna hit it.
Well, I mean, if there was no lightning rod and it just happens to hit your copper,
gotcha.
The outside of the building had copper on it or something.
Ooh, would it? Yeah, it'd have to. What am I saying?
I mean, eventually, you'd think.
I don't know, because now I'm going into, does that mean copper's constantly checking to see if it's a lightning strike to change its texture?
Maybe.
I hope not, because that just sounds like it would introduce a ton of lag.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, I was like, AI. It's the first thing that came to my head.
The world needs to stop thinking.
Yeah, let's just hope it doesn't mess with the quality of the gameplay.
I'm sure it's got some checks where, like, is it raining? No. Then it doesn't check. It stops there.
I would still like it to oxidize faster if it were in water, or if you put water on it or something like that. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of, I don't know, I kind of figured that would be a thing, but I think that'd be cool to see.
Well, I think the oxidation is based on air. I know moisture does contribute to it.
Yeah, with moisture. Yeah, maybe if it's submerged, it's not as effective.
Yeah, I say it'll still do it, but it wouldn't be as effective.
We're not scientists or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to scientists.
I just know if you have an electrical item and its copper circuits are green, throw it away. It's done. Don't bring it to me to fix.
Unless you have an axe.
Well, you can clean them and you can repair them, but most of the time it's easier just to buy a new one. The way things are made nowadays.
Yeah.
Like everything being made nowadays is meant to be thrown away when it stops working.
Right. And a lot of things stop working nowadays.
A lot of things have a lifespan, and the manufacturer knows this lifespan, and it's about as long as that warranty says it is.
It's almost like they do it on purpose, duds.
Oh, man. Anyways, so some changes that are happening in this snapshot. Waxed copper blocks can be crafted into 4 copper ingots. Now, copper blocks, didn't that cost 9 ingots? Or did it get dropped to 4 again?
It got dropped to 4.
Okay. Oh, I guess if after you waxed it, you couldn't decraft it into ingots, and now you can. That's what that's saying.
Oh, okay.
They tweaked the cave sizes again. I didn't see much on that. They don't look that much different for me.
Yeah, pretty similar to the, not the original, but the last snapshot.
I think a lot of them are getting a bit smaller and smaller. They're not so overwhelming to start with.
Yeah, we haven't really got to see the world for ourselves. So it's just kind of got to take what you get.
Well, and that's another thing. It's like I've been trying to pull back and not get all the detail because I really want to experience new updates like in person. But I know this is part of the show and I need to be reading and watching the changes and stuff. I just don't want, I want to see it with my own eyes first.
Yeah, it's nice without the spoilers. But kind of got to know what's going on to to run the podcast.
to do this show. One thing I'm really liking is they slightly increased the frequency of diamond ore blobs. That's good because it really felt low last time.
Yeah.
Even if the blobs are small, now that there's more of them, that's a good thing. I don't know if it's back to the way it was before they reduced the amount of diamond, but anything more is better than what it was last time.
Yeah, and they didn't up the vein size. It's still like 3 to 4 to possibly 5 in a vein. It's still lower, but I think it just increased the blobs.
Yeah. Breaking a big drip leaf stem now drops a big drip leaf block. I think it was dropping the small one before, or was it none? I think it was I think it was a small before. Drip leaves are kind of just pretty for me. I know a lot of parkour maps are going to be using them like crazy, but not been my forte.
Yeah.
They are directional for the small drift leaf. So depending on which way you're facing is depending on which way the quote unquote hinged side will be. So that'll be nice. Moss blocks can now be used to craft with cobblestone or stone bricks to make the mossy variants. So that's cool too.
Yeah.
I like that. I wonder if they're going to not use vines anymore.
As far as I know, they didn't mention that. But I guess it depends how abundant the moss blocks are if you're even going to use those. You can, I mean, the vines grow pretty fast. I mean, there's not like an auto farm for vines. That's the only issue.
Mm-hmm.
If you can make moss blocks more abundant and farmable, this would be, I mean, it's a great change or addition regardless, but
You can farm moss blocks. That's already been shown. My thing is, Mojang has a thing where they usually don't like different items to do the same thing.
mm-hmm.
They're not a big fan of redundant features. I know there are still some redundancies in the game, such as black ink creates black dye, wither roses create black dye, but this kind of seems like one of those where using the moss seems like the more natural way than the vine.
Yeah.
I would be okay with them saying, well, you can't use vines and cobblestone to craft mossy cobblestone anymore. You need moss blocks. I mean, it's in the name. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be against it. But then again, they may just leave it to leave it.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind that. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's not something I would argue about.
Mm-mm.
Finally, fully grown amethyst clusters now drop 4 amethyst shards or more with fortune when mined with a pickaxe, and drop 2 amethyst shards when broken by hand, piston, or other means. So auto farming will get you less.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but it is auto.
Yeah. The less frequency of drops when auto farming is completely made up for the fact that you're not standing there farming it.
Yeah, it makes up for it. I'm sure there's going to be farms for both.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it just depends. Well, you can use the amethysts or the shards for, what is it? The tinted glass, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm really only excited for the amethyst stuff. One, for the tough texture. And what's that white texture that's with it now?
Calcite?
Calcite, yeah. I really like those textures and the tinted glass that can be crafted with it.
Mm-hmm. The tinted glass I'm excited about.
Yeah, the geode as a whole, I could take or leave. But the items that are coming from said geode are really nice. And pretty excited for those.
Yeah, and they do make the scope, the telescope.
Mm-hmm.
You're only going to need one of those, 1 or 2. You know, maybe you want to spare. But yeah, a lot of people are going to be using these for those tinted glass. So we're going to see farms on these. And I'm pretty excited to see what everyone comes up with.
And then we're going to see tinted glass in every farm.
Yeah.
Because all these dark farms that you can't look into because you have to either build a giant roof or enclose will now have tinted glass on it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm real excited for tinted glass.
Yeah.
You keep forgetting about it, you know? It's like one of those, they only threw it at you like once and it was exciting. Then it's kind of hush hush. So, yeah, it's one of those things I'm real excited about that I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Technical changes. They added F3 plus L shortcut to generate and persist performance metrics from in-game. Pressing F3 and L while in-game will start a recording for 10-second capturing metrics such as tick durations, used heap sizes, and other detailed stats. These will be saved to a zip file in...
You don't have to read that.
You sure?
Yeah, that's a really long folder name.
Let me try.
Okay.
debug/profiling/left arrow YYY dash MM under dash DD underscore HHMM dot SS right arrow zip, and could be used for performance regression and analysis if included in bug reports. I probably shouldn't have said that debug proofing thing. It messed up the whole.
Needless to say, the file will be written as the date plus the time it was recorded, and it will be in the profiling folder inside the debug folder. There you go. I simplified it for you.
Yeah, you couldn't write that down? Jeez.
No, it was 11:30 at night when we were doing these notes last night.
I didn't even know what that meant, and you knew exactly what that meant.
You do as much file surfing as I do.
Yeah.
You kind of learn how to read these things.
So it kind of gives you like a 10-second recording.
Yeah. We had this on Comicraft. One of the mods we had, Core Protect, would do these debugging profiles. And that's how we kind of estimated. Our main thing we focused on was the tick duration. And we always try to have a high tick rate because we felt that was the most important thing. And we were always, I think, well above, 18 ticks was the low average, the high average in the 20s. And I think getting into the 20s was extremely rare, but we'd be 19.1 something a lot. What that number means, I don't know. I just know the server ran great in those numbers, so we went with it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can tell, but this could be a good thing or a bad thing. My kids are running upstairs with the dog screaming. Like, I told them to be quiet, and they're probably being as loud as they possibly could. And you don't hear that?
I do not hear that.
Beautiful. Okay, then it's a good thing.
New mic's working, guys. New mic's working.
Yeah, like stomping and everything. Wait till we're done.
We're really going to have Carl go, yes, thank the Lord, I don't have to edit that out.
And 2 grounded children is what is going to come out of this. I told him specifically.
Ooh, Jimbo's children are trouble.
Ooh, Dad bought about to go wild. Dad bought about to go crazy up there.
Is it bad? I just pictured you like taking off your shirt and slapping your stomach, going, it's about to get crazy up in here.
That's exactly what I'm going to do now. Throw my shirt off and slap my stomach, get upstairs, grounded.
Evening recordings of this show brings out the crazy in us.
Yeah, it does.
Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. That's it for the snapshot. It wasn't a huge snapshot stuff, and it really didn't help that me and Jimbo didn't have a ton of time to prepare with all the other stuff we were doing outside of this stuff. But let us know if the axe can reduce the level of oxidation, or does it just go back to fully clean?
Yeah.
I could see both. I hope it's based on level instead of all the way to default. But if it's all the way back to the default clean looking copper, I'm not going to complain about that either, because it makes sense. Whenever I scrape things clean, it usually goes all the way back to clean and doesn't leave perfectly discolored variants, whatever. You get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and hopefully we can tell you.
Yes.
By next week.
So this week, with the snapshot being so short, me and Jimbo being pretty busy, we were kind of leaning on you guys for stuff to talk about. So we threw out something yesterday in the host questions of our Discord, asking you guys for different questions, and you guys full on responded. There were so many things that we were like, oh yeah, we can use this and this. And then we realized we should probably save some of that for some other point. Matter of fact, our post show will have another question. Basically, if you're a patron and you ask one of those questions, we try to save that for the pre or post show, because we know you're going to be listening in there and it kind of makes sense. FragileRock, your question will be asked in the post show.
Good question.
Good question. The question we're going with now, though, is High Hopes. And High Hopes has like a 4-part question. But it's a good little behind the thought process of me and you. So the first one is, how do we come up with our skits? We talked about the YouTube shorts early. And how do we come up with skits? It's literally me and Jimbo on a mic late at night, giggling at ourselves, coming up with stupid stuff.
A lot of times it's situations you're going through either in the game or in real life. You just think of a funny situation and you try to convert it to Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, you only have a minute time frame. The shorts, at least. Well, the skits we've been doing, I guess, are a little different, but they've been relatively short.
Yeah. The Jimbo Annoying Villager, I think, was 1.5 minutes long.
Pretty much depends on where you're at, your episode. Like, oh my God, I have this great idea. I need to get a hold of Duds. Or, you know, is Duds going to be down for this idea? Most time we are.
Yeah.
Actually, every time. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun making skits.
Well, we've been wanting to do skits since the beginning of the season. Like, that's the whole reason we built the Withering Effect Studios in the shopping district instead of just a normal shop to sell Wither Roses, because we knew we wanted basically a set we could play with.
Right.
And there was talks about building like an actual show set, like a big studio somewhere. And I think we ended up going with the shop or whatever, because I had an idea for it. Yeah, you never know. We could change stuff like that. But literally how we come up with skits is like Jimbo said. It's just taking real life experiences and trying to make them funny in Minecraft. Because you have to stay in the Minecraft realm of doing things. It's like the Lego movie. The Lego characters interact with Lego items as if they were real Legos, because if you break that, I don't know, immersion, then the whole movie gets ruined. So that's what we're going to be doing with our skits. That's what we've done with the skits so far. The farthest we've pushed it is the fact that Jimbo dresses up like a mob in most of my skits, if not all. So,
couple of them so far.
Yeah. You got the Enderman, you got the Villager. I think I had you dress up in another one a while ago.
I think it's just those two.
I know, but I've got a whole folder of Jimbo skins for some reason.
Yeah, that's something I need to work on. We do have some skits we have in mind that are going to need different skins. So,
yeah.
Got to mess with those too. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're pretty excited to push that out.
The skits are a minute long and you're going to take hours to prep and record and stuff. That's probably why I'm more excited for it.
The shorts, I think, are going to be a little more scripted. Like when I did the Villager, you were like, here's the situation, here's what you have to do, and I kind of just ran with it type of deal. Mm-hmm. The skits, I think we're going to try to script them out to where they're more coordinated, more, I don't know, a little bit more order.
Yeah, because you only have 60 seconds.
Yeah.
To get the joke across, so.
Yeah, we're just trying to nail it. Got to nail the punchline.
Yeah, if you guys in my last episode watched all the way through the credits, the part where Jimbo's sitting there talking trash to the other villager, that was 30 minutes worth of recording. And drop back to I picked out 60 seconds that I thought worked the best. But it was literally me and Jimbo talking back and forth and then going like, oh, let's try this. And then you did a rant on the villager. And I was like, talk about his big nose or something like that. And
right.
You threw it there. Altogether, the shoot took about 30 minutes, and that lasted 10 seconds.
Yeah. And it's good to have us both there.
Yeah.
Because, I wouldn't have thought about the nose thing, you know what I mean? It's good to have two heads when doing skits. Two people putting their heads together.
They also, or High Hopes also asked, what's an aspect of Minecraft you really enjoy and why? Building. I guess that's it. Yeah. Base building. I love coming up with new bases.
I guess it'd be survival. I love the survival aspect, though I don't survive very good. I do die pretty often, I guess. But yeah, there's just so much. Yeah, there's so much to enjoy with the game. There's a lot of stuff I don't like also, but
why Trident's got to be so weak?
Yeah. Bundles. Anyways, yeah.
Moving on.
I love building, love redstone. The game's fun.
Next part is, what do you look for in Minecraft content that you watch? For example, I watch Let's Plays on SMPs. Same thing. Very rarely will you see me watching a redstone video just for the fun of it. If I'm watching a redstone video, it's because I'm trying to duplicate the redstone or learn a new circuit I think can work somewhere else. But yeah, I am mainly watching Let's Plays on SMPs. Obviously, I watch a lot of Hermitcraft, though lately I've been trying to find lower subscribed SMPs. As someone who has literally just sat at 300 subscribers for the longest time, I'm making it a goal to go out and find lesser watched SMPs, give my subscription, give them support. Like, hey, I noticed this in your video. You could do it better by doing like this without being critical, because I don't want to be critical because I'm enjoying their content if I'm subscribed. So I want to help out lesser known people, because the more collaborative you can be as a lesser known, the more you can grow. So the last month, I've done nothing but look for small Let's Play SMPs. And I found some really good gems that really do a good job. I'll go ahead and shout out Ramblecraft is the latest SMP I've been watching, following those guys. So if you guys get a chance, go watch them. They're a lot like the Ripple Effect. So if you liked our Ripple Effect series, you'll probably like theirs, because I've been really enjoying that. What about you, Jimbo?
I'm with you. I enjoy the SMPs. A few single players I'll watch, but it's mainly survival. I like to see what people can do in survival.
Yeah.
That's what I like to play. It's what I like to watch. And like you said, with the smaller SMPs, there's a lot of talent out there that hasn't been discovered. There's a lot of good builders out there. it's fun to see, the people that haven't had a name out there grow.
Yeah. It's always nice to say, I've been here from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. Last quick question from High Hopes. What's your favorite and least favorite biome?
My favorite has to be is it the mega taiga? That was called?
I think you're thinking like mountainous taiga.
It's the big tree taiga.
Big tree taiga.
That's my favorite. I like the podzol block. I used it a lot last season with the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the feel of the big trees and the look of the taiga.
Yeah.
Any winter biome. Not big into the snow.
Any snow. Snow bad.
Yeah, snow bad.
Jimbo don't like snow.
What about you?
Honorary mention, Shattered Mesa or Shattered Savannah.
Okay.
I really like those cool mountain shapes.
Mm-hmm.
But where I built my base now, the warm ocean with the coral reefs and stuff like that, that's my favorite. I'm finally in my favorite biome, which is really nice. Least favorite, anything in the end. Yeah, the whole end stinks. If I had to choose an overworld.
Yeah, I was thinking overworld.
Plains? And I know that's going to shock a lot of people, but plains biome gets so overdone. Like, everybody wants to build in a plains biome. It just becomes the, I'd say mushroom biome, but the people who choose to live in a mushroom biome generally put in a lot of work so it doesn't look like the purple mess it is. So even if it's not the greatest looking custom biome, the fact that they put in the amount of work to change that gives them huge brownie points for me. So I'm not even going to say mushroom biome. But yeah, plains. Too plain. Bleh.
Yeah, that's why they call it the plains.
That's why they call it the plains.
I think mushroom biome would be my honorary mention for the ones I like.
Mm-hmm.
Favorites. I do like that biome.
I really like mesa plateaus, just the way they're shaped. I don't like all the terracotta ground, but their shapes are pretty cool.
I just don't like that crappy green grass.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Anyways, high hopes. Thank you so much for that comment.
Mm-hmm.
That comment was from our Discord, and our Discord is the only place where you could talk to everyone who works on the show easily. Just take Rebel JC's word for it.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Rebel JC, and I'd love for you to join our Discord community. Whether it's taking part in our Mending Minecraft vote, sharing your thoughts and opinions on Minecraft, or just chatting with like-minded listeners, the Withering Effect Discord has something for everyone. Join today by following the link in the show notes.
Thank you for the Discord ad, Rebel JC. Speaking of the Discord, it's the only place you can get involved in the Mending Minecraft vote. This week, we asked you to choose between one of three structures for us to discuss and improve. Your choices were Fossils, Ocean Monument, and Bastion Remnant.
And the winner of Minecraft, or Mending Minecraft this week is... Fossils! Honestly, didn't see that coming.
I did not see that coming, guys. We say that every week, but this week really did not see it coming.
Yeah. The Fossils had 37, Ocean Monument with 19, and the Bastions with 3.
Yeah, I can see the Bastions losing. They were brand new already.
Yeah. A little bit on the fossils. A fossil is a skeletal structure composed of bone blocks, coal ore, or deep slate diamond ore, which is the new update coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Fossils randomly generate Y coordinates 40 to 49 underground in the overworld, only in swamps and desert biomes. This is going to be changed to a little deeper. They may generate as one of 4 variants of skull or one of the 4 variants of spine.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 8 different fossils you can find. I didn't realize that until I was checking out the wiki.
Yeah.
In Java Edition 1.17 upcoming, fossil generation has changed. There are now 2 types of fossils, each having a 1 in 64 chance to generate per chunk. One fossil generates between level 0 through 320. Another generates from level negative 63 to negative 8.
Mm-hmm.
And is composed of deep slate diamond ore as opposed to coal ore.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. Also, didn't realize this, The nether fossil in the Soul Sand Valley of the nether is totally different than the overworld fossil. Didn't notice. Never noticed.
Multiple things on that.
Mm-hmm.
They're obviously saying that coal ore is part of fossils.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Also, they're now saying that deep slate has more pressure because it's turning coal into diamonds, which we know happens in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Putting that out there.
Yeah.
Let me pressure cook some coal and make some diamonds, please.
I mean, it's a little cheaty, but...
Little cheaty. And finally, I've never seen a fossil in the overworld.
I found one when I was building a squid farm in the desert, and I possibly blew one up when I blew up my swamp. So, yeah, they're pretty rare. Actually, very rare.
Very rare. You look at the variants, and there are a ton of variants, especially in the skull shape. I think there's 4 skulls, 4 rib cages.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing me and you said was, why would they pick fossils? Fossils are obviously going to get an update in 117 with archaeology.
Mm-hmm.
And then we look, and there's no fossils in archaeology as of right now.
Yeah, it's not really mentioned.
Not mentioned. We couldn't find any nod to it at all. So one of my improvements would be fossils need to be in archaeology. I kind of have a feeling they will be, but they haven't said anything about it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they haven't really brought up archaeology since the release.
Yeah. We know it's coming. We just don't know when.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fossils need to be a part of archaeology. Come on.
Yeah, it's what they are.
Yeah, it's a common sense thing, right?
Right.
Another thing was, I was going to say we need to have fossils in caves, and as if the caves were acting like a den or a home for whatever living thing the fossil was attached to. Kind of makes sense. That kind of happens in real life, so that'd be nice. And it would go really well with the new cave biomes and stuff. Having a quote-unquote rare den biome. And by den, I mean D-E-N. Hopefully that's the right way to spell animal den. Somebody's like, duds, it's D-I-N. Come on.
I'd spell it D-E-N, but I'm not a good speller either.
Yeah. Couple things. I like the idea of cartographers trading maps to archaeology sites that house fossils. That seemed like it would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Another thing would be having a painting of a fossil. I went through the paintings. I didn't see, of course, the paintings are relatively old. So having a painting show a representation of a fossil to kind of hint at the player that there's a super rare thing in the ground would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I had the idea that there should be quote-unquote smaller fossils like bones and skeleton heads in abandoned villages.
Yeah.
So if you come across an abandoned village, it's like a villager died there. That would be kind of cool. It might be a little PG-13 compared to the PG Minecraft, but I think it would cool. It'd let you know you could get a skeleton head in vanilla Minecraft. So, but that's kind of it for fossils. There really wasn't a lot of improvement other than maybe push some lore in there. And we were going to talk about some more, but we're already running out of time.
Yeah. Well, I did have this thing of like the dragon egg.
Mm-hmm.
You think these big fossils, you got these big fossils, no one knows what they are. You know, there's no giants in the game. I was thinking there'd be some way you can correlate the dragon egg with it. Like maybe you can find a dragon egg with these fossils or possibly spawn a dragon inside the fossils if you take the egg there. It'd be really rare, but I don't know. That was just running through my head. I know it needs a lot of work, but I feel like this dragon egg could be used with the fossils somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And I just haven't pinpointed it.
My thing I pointed out is we have figured out that whatever had these fossils inside of them, it's got to be a snake. There's no arms, there's no feet.
Yeah.
There's none of those variants. Got to be a snake. I don't like snakes. I don't want these giant variants coming into the game.
Mm-hmm.
They're all giant snakes, and one of them has one eye.
What's crazy is one of these skeletons have like 128 bone blocks with it.
Yeah, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah. Wow. Like that's a big animal if it was an animal.
Obviously, we have the giant zombie hidden in the game code that you can spawn if you know what you're doing. But that's not in vanilla game. Yeah, I don't think it would make much sense to be in the vanilla game. It does make sense to put fossils that hint at something like that in the game. But yeah, throw me a foot. I want to see a foot somewhere.
Or a tail.
Yeah, or a tail.
You think it would have a tail?
But there's not a Minecraft mob that has a tail other than what? A guardian? Yes, silverfish have a tail, even though they're really just worms.
Yeah, just bugs.
Just bugs.
The best part about the fossils and finding the fossils, I mean, you can get bones easy, but the sound it makes when you break it, man, never gets old.
Bone block has some of the greatest sounds in the game.
When you break it, place it, walk on it, it's pretty soothing, I guess, yeah. Relaxing.
But the big thing has to be that why are fossils not in the archaeology area? It kind of, it's got to be, right? That's got to be coming with the update. They're going to put them together. They're made for each other.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's it for Mending Minecraft, and I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah, I think we made it in a decent time.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to be really short.
Yeah, we were a little worried the snapshot came out and it was a little short. Me and Jimbo didn't have a lot of time to do super in-depth research on it either, which I'm sorry about. But that's the way when you have real life, this stuff happens.
Yeah. And thanks to the Discord for throwing out some topics and some questions for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, join the Discord and get involved.
Yeah, send us more. We'd love that. It would be nice to have that.
Oh yeah. Keep throwing them at us. We can always stock up.
Yeah, that's going to do it for today's show. Before I have Jimbo read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons who are supporting our show. The milk level patrons are Aubni, ChiefBigBear, Crock, Firestar, FragileRock, ohbeep, StoneFigure, viperoustuna, and YDYT. If you too would like to get access to exclusive benefits and hours of extra content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
And if you like the show, you can share it with all of your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, follow us, or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com, tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All the links are in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it should be, and the amazing music you hear in the intro and outro is created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. As always, thank you so much for getting withered with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.